Fletcher with the selling team with Keller Realty. Thanks for coming in today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So we hinted earlier that there are some rumors, some misinformation with real estate and interest rates out there. So you're here to set the record straight, right?
I am a little bit, yeah,
okay.
only because it's been kind of funny. Like, so the Fed had announced that they're gonna start to uncap interest rates a little bit, and so like I've heard from people, rates are going to go to like 8%, 9%, and 7%, and it's like, I talk to my loan officers daily, every day, and you know, everybody relax. When they're talking about adjusting rates a little bit,
yeah,
we're likely to see movement from like 3% to like 4% or maybe 4.5%.
Okay.
The sky's not going to fall. We're not going to go to like 8% interest rates in the next 4 or 5 months or a year or whatever. Just relax.
Okay.
The sky's not going to fall here.
So that is your big tip today,
Yeah.
is to settle down.
Just relax.
Settle down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So if we do, because we knew that, eventually interest
Yeah.
rates are going to have to change. We
That's
knew
right.
that was coming. It's not ever going to always stay the same. So it's not going to be anything drastic, is what you're saying.
It's not going to be catastrophic. There's still going to be a lot of opportunity for buyers out there.
Okay. So
Yeah.
for people that don't understand really what that means when it does come to real estate,
Yep.
what does that mean? Should they still, if they're thinking about buying, should they still think about buying?
They should definitely think about buying now because, in terms of how interest rates work with when you buy a house, the higher the interest rate, the more your monthly payment, the more interest you pay over the life of the loan.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're buying homes at historically low interest rates, that means you can afford more home, right? Because more of your payment goes to the principal versus the interest. As interest rates go up, the payment goes up. And so that's the relationship between interest rate and purchase price. But it's one of those things like where I bought my first home 20 years ago, I was super excited to get an interest rate at like 8.5%. And so if you look at historical rates compared to where we're at right now, rates are still super, super low. And they're going to go up a little bit, but they're still going to be super, super low in comparison to historical rates.
Okay. Are we seeing any trends with the winter now? I mean, we don't have a lot of snow, but with the winter months now upon us, are we seeing any different kind of trends with inventory or anything along that line?
We're probably going to see inventory continue to dwindle over the next few weeks, especially now that we're in the thick of like holiday time. And I know me, I love this time of year. I love spending time with my family. And so my first thought is not real estate, every single second of the day. But we'll probably see inventory bottom out here in the next couple weeks. And then as we get into the first week of January, we'll start to see people, thaw out a little bit.
Literally.
And, get rid of their food coma and start listing their houses again.
As we end the year, and we are in the winter months, are there some things, some tips too that you have when it comes to real estate? People, what they should be doing with their house to prepare for the colder weather?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, like if you haven't had your furnace cleaned or serviced, if you've been neglectful on that, go ahead and do that. If you forgot to disconnect your hose from your, spigots on the outside, you probably have frost-free spigots, but if your hose is attached, that you could still have a water problem there if it got really cold. And it's not cold enough yet to cause a problem, but check out the outside of your home, see if you've got anything that you forgot to do or neglected to do because we had a really warm fall. And get your furnace cleaned and serviced, get your ductworks clean, that type of stuff. Maintenance so that you're not stranded without heat in the middle of the winter.
All right, we don't want that at all.
No, that's a bad thing. I had that a couple years ago. Yeah.
So good preventative tips there for people.
Yeah, speaking from experience.
Exactly.
I'm
We've learned it. We've lived it. We don't want you to
I've
do
made
it.
all the mistakes.
Exactly. And that's why you're here, to tell us not to make them. So if people want to find out more, if they are, even during the holidays, if they're thinking about putting their house on the market, because right now, supply and demand, there's going to be a lot of demand for their house.
Yeah. I have a new listing. We've had 32 showings so far this week.
Wow.
And that just went live. That went live yesterday.
Okay.
And we've had, by the end of the day tomorrow, we'll have 32 showings.
Okay. So if they want to list that home and get it on the market and have 32 showings, how do they go about getting a hold of you?
Call my cell phone. We always say it, 517-303-3262. I'm here to help you.
Okay. And one more time, when it comes to interest rates in real estate, what's your word of advice?
Don't panic.
Okay.
Relax.
Okay.
It's going to be fine.
The sky is not falling.
The sky is not falling.
Okay. Well, we appreciate the information today, separating fact from fiction here on Studio 10. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
And stick around. We've got more Studio 10 after the break.